Somewhere the bouncers were able to take care, and whichever manner things went on. So it was a stampede which was waiting to happen.
Yeah.
First, it was waiting to happen. Everybody knows, Vijay knows, the government knows, AIDMK knows, everybody knows. It is not a secret. The swelling crowd and the way police has reacted to it, that is even more abysmal. And we have seen such instances all across the country. Now, tone, tenor, and the facial expression of the people who are coming here post this tragedy does not in any way give any reflection of remorse, or there has been mistakes committed by people of their class, either from Vijay's side or the government side. It is the same political class. So there is no remorse whatsoever. And thirdly, everybody talks like an expert on crowd management. So if everybody has become a expert in crowd management, it necessarily means that nobody is an expert on crowd management, inclusive of the police. All these governments combined have never come together to talk anything about crowd management whatsoever. In Karnataka, you enacted other law, and that also became a scrap of paper. First and foremost, who has selected this venue? This is not a venue. Full stop. That is period. It is not a venue. It is a road which has been transformed into a venue. The police gave permission because the DMK government did not want anything adverse criticism on them. So it's first is basically you are playing on the political turf. You don't want to lose your political ground, and currently also a very delicate balance of politics is being played through police and the government. The government needs to be objective. Government is not a political party. Government is an objective entity which takes care of governance, policing, and variety of other tasks which is mandated to the government. Now the organizers, what our guys do in a general basis, will put 120 restrictions. All those restrictions, I don't think either the organizer reads nor the police reads. And if they didn't go by the directives of the police, then what did the police do about it? And this is not the only case. Get into another 10 of the earlier rallies of Mr. Vijay. You will find every single thing flouted then and there also. See what is happening, that these mistakes are happening on a regular basis from Haridwar to Karur. But the point is, when nothing happens, it is treated as a success. They were talking about EPS rally at the same place. Nothing happened because they were more responsible. Nothing happened is because of God. You had literally taken every single step for a man-made killing to happen. Now you come to this directive. Directive was not enforced. They took permission for 10,000, right? Police does not have their assessment or what? Or police banks on Vijay's assessment. So police has their own assessment. Police is a dynamic, real-time organization. The government, governance, policing, and all its organs are 24/7, 365, a very, very dynamic sort of organization. That is what they're supposed to be. So from 2,000, 1,000 to 50,000, how did it come to 50,000? And the whole blame, it is not there only in Tamil Nadu. We have seen in Karnataka, we have seen at all other places. Finally, the blame has to happen on two people. The people who have organized the event and people who have taken the permission. In Allu Arjun's case, why did you book him for culpable homicide not amounting to murder? Why there is no protocol in this country whom to book, whom not to book, and under what circumstances? So venue is one part. You see the drone pictures. Literally, there is absolutely no crowd management. It's very difficult to find a constable and 500 constables, 200 constables in a sea of 50,000 people. Plus a power outage. Well, what does it mean? It does not mean anything at all. Then finally, what is the responsibility of police and the government? Law and order is the subject of the state government. And it is their job, with or without anybody's support, to make it happen. If there are people who are coming in its way, police has sufficient and enough powers. And the chief minister and the government knows that they have enough powers, and they know where to use it, where not to use it. It is a game of political balance which has to be played here, because there are ensuing elections. So policing is sacrificed at the altar of political convenience.
You've, and we can understand right now your frustration in the fact that nobody here right now we've seen is actually taking accountability for what's happened. Mr. Saravanan, go ahead. Very clearly the question being asked here is law and order is not something that Mr. Vijay is responsible for. He's not in power.
Yeah, see, it looks like Mr. Sahai is a super cop. If he had been in Karur, I think he would have prevented everything. That looks like
no, sir, Mr. Saravanan, come on. He's an expert. He's a former IPS officer. We must recognize that. He is giving his expert view.
What expert opinion? What is he talking? I'll answer that. I'll answer.
Yeah, you answer him. You counter what he said.
He doesn't have the facts in his grip. Anybody can come and make a sweeping statement.
No. Then you don't have facts in the grip.
I will do it. I will explain. Listen to me.
Hold on, Mr. Sahai. Mr. Sahai, hold on. Mr. Saravanan, please counter Mr. Sahai if you have to on facts.
Yeah.
I'm not a political personality, Mr. Saravanan.
Yes, sir. I am not worried, sir. Who are you?
Yeah.
No, Mr. Saravanan, please. If you have to counter him, please counter him on facts. Nothing more.
Yeah.
Then I will come to other points.
We have a timeline. We have a timeline of events. See, it's not 50,000 people. That is why I said you don't have the grip on the facts. The assessment is that around
30,000 people. 30,000 people.
No.
See,
again, Mr. Saravanan, just counter with facts, please. Let's not resort to targeting any of the panelists.
No.
That's what I'm answering. I'm answering. Allow me to answer. See, that's what they gave a request for 10,000 people. That 10,000 people will be there. If Mr. Vijay has adhered to the timeline, less than 10,000 people would have been there. At 8:45 a.m., only 2,000 people were there. And taking that into account, cops were assigned. And we had a margin, probably some 5,000 people extra. But what had happened here? That same crowd, they wanted to show a crowd. So that same crowd was pulled by the organizers to all the places. And the police has given a detailed report now that at a place called Tirukambiliyur, Mr. Vijay came from the front seat. He switched off his light from the front seat and came inside. So the crowd could not get a glimpse of him. So they thought at the next point, they will be able to get a glimpse of Mr. Vijay. So the crowd started moving. This is where the problem started. Again, point out that it is the act of Mr. Vijay throwing out that water bottle that has triggered this stampede. We have everything is on record. And don't make this baseless allegations that power was cut. There was a generator going on and the TVK cadres broke down. It is there on Twitter.
It's not a baseless allegation.
The visual is there. They broke down into the generator room to prevent life there.
One second, Mr. Saravanan, first of all, this was a stampede-like situation.
There are 3 people against 1. So you should give me more time.
Yes, I will. And I'm just asking you a follow-up question, Mr. Saravanan. I'm only asking you a follow-up question. I'll give you more time. I'm just asking you a follow-up question. You're saying crowds gathered with Mr. Vijay. They started coming together with him. But surely that could have been stopped. I'm glad we have an analysis of what
how will you stop it?
But why didn't we do something at that point? Why did the police have intel that, Mr. Vijay is coming late, which means crowds will swell up further? Isn't law and order quite simply, Mr. Saravanan, law and order? Who is law and order under? Is it under Vijay or is it under the DMK government?
When Mr. Vijay went from Trichy to Nagapatnam, there were no crowds because they did not organize this. They did not ask him. See, that's what again I'm telling you. No permission for roadshow was given, but he did that. And the police have no power to stop them. They can only take action after that. If you take action, can the police go and stop the rally? You think it's possible?
No.
Then what will you say? Oh, the police have stopped from instructions from higher ups. The police have stopped the rally of
Mr. Saravanan, since you're saying that the media will create a certain narrative and whatnot, it's quite simple. Looking at the timeline that's emerged, Vijay had permission for a rally till about 3 p.m. He turned up at 7 p.m. Surely there could have been very clear public messaging put out that if Vijay doesn't adhere to the timeline, it's not allowed. There were 30 plus restrictions put on him. Already.
So whose responsibility is it? Whose responsibility it is to adhere to the timeline? You will not ask Mr. Vijay.
The administration. Mr. Vijay is not in power.
You will not question Vijay.
Mr. Vijay is not in power. Mr. Saravanan, nobody is supporting him.
Mr. Vijay
we are 100% saying.
It's very
Mr. Saravanan, we are 100% saying that Vijay is responsible.
It is very simple, but on the ground it is not so. On the ground it is not so.
Mr. Saravanan,
on the ground it is different.
Nobody is giving Vijay a clean chit. Nobody is giving Vijay a clean chit. Nobody is giving Vijay a clean chit, but he is not in power.
Come again, I didn't hear the question.
Nobody is giving Vijay a clean chit, Mr. Saravanan. We are saying 100%. Vijay also is responsible, but as is the district administration, law and order
That's
is
what
under
I'm saying.
the government.
See, the district administration has taken utmost care.
Then this wouldn't have happened.
If this incident had happened, it is because, in spite of their utmost care and because of the stupidity of the organizers, stupidity of Mr. Vijay.
Mr. Shekhar Iyer, what do you make of what Mr. Saravanan has said? Do you think, listening to what Mr. Saravanan has said in his analysis of what has happened, that the administration did everything they could, that they had absolutely no role to play in what happened, that it was courtesy only TVK and Vijay that this happened?
Akshita, today even Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Stalin is not defending his government. The way the Saravanan is making out is not the way the DMK, the government itself is not making it out. All that Stalin has said today is we'll wait for a court of inquiry, which means there are questions for which no answers are readily available, and there are reasonable ground for suspicions there has been a terrible mismanagement by the administration and as well as by the organizers. This is coming clear. Now the whole question is the DMK has now decided to go, utilize this the sad tragedy to target TVK and Vijay, because Vijay has been creating chaos in the DMK strategy. That's very clear. They have been rattled by the crowds coming to him. Though those crowds are not exactly for political reasons, but they are out to see him. And there has been, and in fact, Vijay himself, instead of having meetings over the week, he has decided to have it only in the weekend, which also became a point of ridicule by DMK leaders. So there are many questions, and I am sure Chief Minister Stalin himself will not want just to brush it aside where the Saravanan is intent on doing here. I don't think Saravanan reflects the concern of what Stalin feels himself. And not only that, questions have now the Home Ministry is seeking a report. We here, Tamil Nadu governor wants to know why that particular venue was forced on Vijay, and why basic things that are taken into account while
the DMK right now, the DMK is denying that the venue was forced upon them. But Mr. Sahai also made that point earlier about why this kind of off-allocation. Mr. Sahai, your response, and then I'll bring in Mr. Saravanan for closing comments. Go ahead, Mr. Sahai.
No, what you're talking about? What do you want to?
No, you've heard what Mr. Saravanan has said. You've heard his analysis. He says that, look, the crowd followed Vijay, so that's why the administration could do nothing.
No. Before that, Mr. Saravanan also said that police cannot control this. If that is such a statement, I don't think I have heard it ever. If police cannot control this and police does not have the capability to control this, then who will control this? When 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock, whatever was the gap, police can unilaterally announce that this function will not happen. So it falls straight into the lap of the police and the Judicial Commission and other commission, which they will very clearly state. The point is that Mr. Saravanan taking complete responsibility of the government, that everything, whatever best could have happened, that has been put in place. I don't think the government or even the people who are heading the police administration will be aware of it. It is precisely the local administration which does everything, puts it in place. And when some lapses happen, the first and foremost, your ADG law and order is there. If you go and talk to him, he'll be able to tell you as to whatever has happened, what has not happened, whether it comes in the media, doesn't come into the media, that is a different story altogether. So it will be the Judicial Commission which will decide. But primarily, if they still feel that Vijay was responsible, which is the stand Mr.
The reality is...
One second. If
go ahead, Mr. Sahai, quickly.
If they really feel that Vijay has done it, why not book him for culpable homicide amounting to murder?
Mr. Saravanan, you want to respond to that?
Yeah.
You want to respond to that? We've got a commission being set up because there's a need for an investigation. The government is recognizing that. So are we jumping the gun by saying the administration has no role to play? The police did a perfectly good job.
See, that's what. Let me make things very, very clear here. See, the inquiry commission has been appointed under Justice Aruna Jagadisan to look into the lapses on whatever has happened, what has led to this situation. That is one aspect. The other aspect is that registration of a criminal case, which has already been done. The organizers of TVK have already been booked under culpable homicide not amounting to murder. That has already happened. And the investigation will reveal. See, you can't jump the gun. straight away seeing something. You can't jump the gun like TV studios. Put the blame on somebody.
Mr.
Investigation has to
Saravanan,
go
you
on.
are saying you're giving a clean chit.
I'm coming to TV studio.
I'm not giving a clean chit. Let me allow me to speak.
Yeah, please.
Listen
please,
to what
please
I've got
go.
to say. See, investigation will go on. And responsibility. See, criminal negligence, criminality can't just be fixed on somebody. It's a serious consequence. So it has to come after investigation. TV
Okay.
studios cannot
I
determine
think-
culpability.
I am only going
In
to
that
find
case,
that. Mr. Sahai,
only one
quickly,
point.
sir. Yeah.
Okay, in that case, the two of the organizers who happen to be disciples of Vijay, they should also not have been booked, and it would have gone as unknown accused, and let the investigation unravel everything.
They
செலுத்தி சென்றார்கள். மாவட்ட நிர்வாகத்தின் சார்பாக நாமளும் இங்கே ஒரு கட்டுப்பாட்டு அறை திறக்கப்பட்டு யாருக்கேனும் ஏதேனும் உதவிகள் தேவைப்பட்டால் அந்த அறையில் தொடர்பு கொள்ள இங்கும் மருத்துவமனையில் கட்டுப்பாட்டு அறைகளும் உருவாக்கப்பட்டன. இவை தவிர நமது 39 நபர்களுக்கும் இறந்து போன ராத்திரியோடு ராத்திரியாக இருந்த 39 நபர்களுக்கும் மாண்புமிகு சுகாதாரத்துறை அமைச்சர்கள் மற்றும் மாண்புமிகு முதல்வர் அவர்களின் ஆணையின்படி உடனடியாக பிரேத பரிசோதனை செய்து அவர்களிடம் அனைத்து உறவினர்களிடம் அவைகள் ஒப்படைக்கப்பட்டனர். எனவே மாவட்ட நிர்வாகத்தின் சார்பாகவும் தமிழ்நாடு அரசின் தீவிர உத்தரவுகள் மற்றும் ஆணைகளின்படியும் மாண்புமிகு முதலமைச்சர் மற்றும் துணை முதலமைச்சர் அவர்கள் இங்கு வருகை புரிந்து கொடுத்த கட்டளைகளின் பேரிலும் அனைத்து சிகிச்சை பெற்ற நோயாளிகளுக்கும் சிறந்த முறையில் தீவிர சிகிச்சைகள் அளிக்கப்பட்டு மருத்துவமனையில் எந்தவித குறைபாடும் இல்லாமல் மருந்துகள் மாத்திரைகள் வழங்கி அவர்களுக்கு தீவிர சிகிச்சைகள் இன்னும் தொடர்ந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றன என்ற விவரத்தையும் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறோம். எனவே நமது தமிழ்நாடு அரசு எடுத்த சிறப்பான இந்த சீரிய முயற்சியினால் பல்வேறு உயிர்கள் காப்பாற்றப்பட்டதும் மற்றும் இங்கு வருகை புரிந்த அனைத்து பயனாளிகள் மற்றும் நோயாளிகளுக்கு அவர்களுக்கு எங்கிருந்து என்ன மருந்து மாத்திரைகள் வேணுமோ அனைத்தும் வழங்கப்பட்டு சிகிச்சை முறைகள் சிறப்பாக நடைபெற்று வருகின்றன என்ற விவரத்தை மாவட்ட நிர்வாகத்தின் சார்பாக தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன்.
All right, so that was Karur District Collector briefing the media on what exactly unfolded in Karur yesterday at TVK Chief Vijay's rally, in which 40 people have unfortunately lost their lives. A lot of questions are being raised at the management, the lack of, in fact, management at the rally. There are allegations and counter allegations between the TVK and the DMK government. And in fact, my colleague Apurva is now joining us with more details on what the district collector briefed the media in Karur. Apurva, over to you.
நெருப்புகள் சார்பாக பல கேள்விகள் கேட்கப்பட்டது. அதில் முதலாவதாக எதற்காக இந்த பகுதியை நீங்கள் தேர்ந்தெடுத்தீர்கள், இதற்கு முன்னால் கொடுக்கப்பட்ட பகுதியை ஏன் நீங்கள் அவங்களுக்கு பர்மிஷன் கொடுக்கல? இதில் சொல்லக்கூடிய மாற்றம் என்னன்னா 23/9 அன்று ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒரு பெட்டிஷன் கொடுக்குறாங்க. அந்த பெட்டிஷன்ல வந்து லைட் ஹவுஸ் ரவுண்டான் அப்படிங்கிற பகுதியை கேட்குறாங்க. அந்த லைட் ஹவுஸ் ரவுண்டான வந்து ஒரு பக்கம் ஒரு பெரிய பெட்ரோல் அடுத்த பக்கம் ரைட் சைடுல நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம அமராவதி ரிவர் இருக்குது, பெரிய பிரிட்ஜ் போகுது. ஸோ அந்த இடத்துல வந்து இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு டென்ஸ் க்ரௌடை போய் நம்ம அதில் போய் பேக் பண்ணி அதை கண்டக்ட் பண்ணுறது ஒரு மிக கஷ்டமான ஒரு சூழ்நிலை. அதை பார்த்த உடனே அதை பார்த்து ஒரு ரிஜெக்ஷன் ப்ரொசீஜர் தயார் பண்ணிட்டாங்க காவல் நிலையத்தில். அது கொடுக்கும் பொழுது அவங்க அடுத்தது கேட்டது, அடுத்த நாள் அவங்க கேட்டது வந்து பொண்ணுங்களுக்கு அந்த அந்த உழவர் சந்தை மைதானம் அந்த இடமும் வந்து கொஞ்சம் குறுகலான இடம். அதுலயும் வந்து இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு டென்ஸ் ஒரு கட்சியில சார்பாக இப்ப இந்த வேலாயுதத்தை கண்டக்ட் பண்ணும்போது சுமார் ஒரு 12,000-15,000 பேர் நடத்திருக்காங்க. அது ஒரு அப்ரூவ்ட் பிளேஸ். அந்த பிளேஸ்ல நீங்க நடத்திக்கலாம்னு சொல்லி காவல்துறை சஜஷன் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. அது முதல்ல அவங்க வந்து அது வந்து 26 அன்னைக்கு அந்த பெட்டிஷன் கொடுத்து அங்கேயே அன்னைக்கு ஆர்டர் வாங்கிடுறாங்க. ஸோ இதை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் இது வந்து நம்ம வந்து தமிழக கட்சிக்கழகம் அந்த மெம்பர்ஸ் யார் பெட்டிஷன் கொடுத்தாங்களோ அவங்கள்ட்ட பேசி அவங்கள்ட்ட வந்து சொன்னதுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் நம்ம அப்ரூவல் கொடுத்து அந்த பர்மிஷன் நம்ம கொடுத்தோம்.
Only after the TVK designated members who had come in and spoken and gotten approvals, only after speaking with them did we give the grant the approval for the same.
நம்ம அசஸ் பண்றோம்னா அது நாங்க ஒரு ஸ்கேல் எடுப்போம். அதாவது ஒரு லூஸ் கிரவுட்னா அந்த இடத்துல வந்து ஒரு 10 ஸ்கொயர் ஃபீட்ல ஒரு ஆள் நிக்கலாம்.
All the number of crowd or the kind of crowd we take in assessment, big loose
ஸ்கொயர் ஃபீட்ல ஒரு ஆள் நிக்கலாம். ஒரு டென்ஸ் கிரவுட் அதெல்லாம் ஒரு 4.5 to 5 ஸ்கொயர் ஃபீட்ல ஒரு ஆள் நிக்கலாம். So,
for example, a dense crowd, 4.5 to 5 feet of difference will be there for the crowd.
Moderate, high risk. இது மாதிரி பல கேட்டகரிஸ் இருக்குது. பொதுவாகவே ஒரு லோ ரிஸ்க் crowd
moderate and high risk kind of developments that we will need to see to articulate the kind of crowd that will come there.
பந்தோபஸ்து. அடுத்ததாக moderate scale இருந்ததுன்னா 1 policeman for 100 to 150 people. High risk na 1 policeman for 150 people. இங்கு
and for high risk crowd is 1 policeman for every 50 people.
500 காவல் அதிகாரிகள், மாவட்ட காவல்துறை கண்காணிப்பாளர் மற்றும் 3 ADSPs,
6 administrative officers,
4 DSPs, 17 inspectors, 58 sub inspectors,
DSPs, ADSPs, 3 DSPs,
500 போல ஒரு ஸ்ட்ரென்த் கொடுத்திருக்காங்க.
close to over 500 police officials, some higher ranking officials to the low rank were deployed.
அடுத்ததாக இதுவரைக்கு தமிழக வெற்றி கழகம் சார்பாக அவங்க நடத்திய மற்ற பகுதிகளில் உள்ள போலீஸ் டிப்ளாய்மெண்ட் உங்களுக்கு சொல்றேன். இந்த திருப்பி கேட்கறதுனால சொல்றேன்.
I will tell you about the other places where TVK had made these kind of similar road shows and kind of police deployments that they had made for the same.
ஒரு சூழ்நிலை இருந்தது. அதனால அங்க கூடது வந்து 650. அடுத்ததாக அரியலூர் மாவட்டத்தில் மற்றும் கொடுத்த காவலர்களுடைய எண்ணிக்கை 287. பெரம்பலூர் மாவட்டத்தில்
Ariyalur there was 217 policemen deployed.
திருவாரூர் 413. நாமக்கல்
413 police officials deployed.
நாமக்கல்ல கூட இதே மாதிரி அது ஹீட் ஸ்ட்ரோக் ஆகி சுமார் 34 பேர் ஹாஸ்பிடலைஸ் ஆனாங்க. Still about 4 people.
Even in Namakkal, just like this similar incident, over 43 people suffered from heat stroke and were rushed to hospital for administration.
அடுத்ததாக இந்த ஆம்புலன்ஸ் எங்க இருந்து வந்துன்னு சொல்லி கேட்டிருக்காங்க. One of the conditions கொடுக்கும் பொழுது
questions raised as to from where ambulance had been brought in.
கொடுத்திருந்தாங்க. அதற்கு ஏற்றாற்போல் அவங்களே வந்து நம்ம அந்த போலீஸ் குவார்ட்டர்ஸ் பக்கத்துல 2 ஆம்புலன்ஸ் அவங்களே பார்க் பண்ணி அங்க அரேஞ்ச் பண்ணி வச்சிருந்தாங்க. இந்த நிகழ்வு நடந்து தெரிய வந்ததுக்கு
2 ambulances to be kept on standby near the police quarters.
போலீஸ் ஸ்டேஷனுக்கு இங்க ஏதோ இன்சிடென்ட் நடந்துச்சு, ஸ்டாம்பீட் மாதிரி தெரியுது, அதனால கொஞ்சம் உடனே ஆம்புலன்ஸ் வர சொன்னா
They announced on the mic from the dais saying that must have been some incident happened. They requested for an ambulance being brought from the police headquarters where they were stationed.
அடுத்ததாக ஸ்டோன் பெல்டிங் இருந்துன்னு சொன்னாங்க. எங்களுடைய தகவல் படி இதுவரைக்கும் நாங்கள் விசாரிச்சு பார்த்தபடி இந்த மாதிரி இந்த ஒரு செய்தி எங்களுக்கு கிடையாது ஆக்சுவலா.
But as per our sources and from the ground, we were able to ascertain there wasn't any kind of such conflicting incident that took place.
இப்போ தலைவர் வந்து அங்க தமிழக வெற்றி கழக தலைவர் வந்து தவுட்டுப்பாளையத்திலிருந்து நம்ம கரூர்ல இந்த அந்த ஜங்ஷன் ரவுண்டான ஜங்ஷன் வர வரைக்கும் it took 2 hours. இது வந்து யூசுவலா நம்ம ஒரு 30 மினிட்ஸ்ல கவர் பண்ணக்கூடிய டிஸ்டன்ஸ்.
To the Roundana junction, it took him almost 2 hours.
நாமக்கல்ல அவங்க பண்ண வேண்டிய அந்த பிரச்சாரமும் லேட்டா ஆரம்பிச்சு அது 4 hours ஆச்சுது. 12 o'clock வந்து 4 o'clock ஆச்சுது. அங்க அதனால காத்திருந்த மக்கள் எல்லாரும் ஹீட் ஸ்ட்ரோக் ஆகி
that was supposed to start at 12 o'clock was delayed by over 4 hours.
சப்சிக்வெண்டா அவங்க திருப்பி அங்க இருந்து கிளம்பி வரும்போது 4:15 போல அங்க இருந்து கிளம்பி இருக்காங்க. நாமக்கல்ல இருந்து கிளம்பி அந்த தவுட்டுப்பாளையத்துல இருந்து கிளம்பும் பொழுது நம்மளுக்கு அந்த ரவுண்டான
when they had left from Namakkal at around 4 pm
almost 6 o'clock டைம் ஆயிடுச்சு.
and while coming this
6 o'clock வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் அது வரைக்கும் அந்த கட்சியின் தலைவர் அவர்கள் வந்து சைடுல இருக்கும்போது சர்வீஸ் ரோட்ல இருந்து மக்களை பார்த்து கையெழுத்து வந்தவர் திருப்பி வண்டிக்குள்ள போனதுக்கு அப்புறம் மக்களை பார்க்கக்கூடிய ஆர்வம் அதிகமாகுது. ஆகும்போது
the public saw vehicles coming inside, the frenzy among public kept increasing.
அங்க 6 o'clock அங்க ஆரம்பிச்ச வண்டி வந்து அங்க மூவ் பண்ணி அந்த முனியப்பன் கோயில் தாண்டி அந்த பேசக்கூடிய இடத்துக்கு வரக்கூடியதுக்கு சுமார் nearly about 1 hour ஆயிடுச்சு.
One point to cross the Munyappan temple and come towards the dais, it almost yet another 1 hour.
இன்சிடென்ட் நடந்திருக்குது. அதை நம்ம கண்டிப்பா விசாரிச்சு இன்வெஸ்டிகேஷன் என்ன நடந்ததோ அதை நம்ம கண்டுபிடிக்கணும். இதான் நான் காவல்துறை சொல்லக்கூடிய விரும்புறேன். எக்ஸாக்ட்லி, அதான் ஒரு நல்ல பாயிண்ட். இப்போ லீடர் ஆஃப் அப்போசிஷன் வரும்போது நாங்கள் கொடுத்த ஸ்ட்ரென்த் வந்து 137.
For the leader of opposition, when they had to make similar
orderly crowd,
we had given them 137
controlled. ஒரு பிரச்சனை இல்லாமல் போச்சுது, ஸ்மூத்தாக டிஸ்போஸ் ஆனாங்க. இப்போ நேற்று எங்களுக்கு வந்து இந்த ஆம்புலன்ஸில் வந்து காயப்பட்டவங்களை வெளியே எடுத்து வரும்போது கூட கூட்டு வர முடியல. அதே மாதிரி அவங்க கட்சி தலைவர் வந்து யாரு கலந்துக்கிறாங்களோ அவங்களுக்கு ஒத்துழைப்பும் காவல்துறைக்கு தேவை. ஏன்னா இது நீங்க எவ்வளவுதான் ஸ்ட்ரென்த் போட்டாலும் சரி, நீங்க பண்ணும் பொழுது என்ன பண்ண முடியும்?
The party holders and the party makers must decide and support us so that we can conduct the event in a successful, calm and safe
வந்து கரூர் டவுன் டிஎஸ்பி வந்து நம்ம மேம்பாலத்திலிருந்து அந்த பேசுற இடத்துக்கு வந்து அவர் தான் வந்து அந்த டீமோட பேசி கூட்டு வந்திருக்காரு. ஒரு அட்லீஸ்ட் 50 மீட்டர்ஸ் பிஃபோர் தி ஸ்பீக்கிங் பாயிண்ட்ல வச்சு பேசி சொல்லியிருக்காரு. சரிங்க, நிறுத்திக்கலாம், வேண்டாம், கூட்டம் ரொம்ப ஜாஸ்தியா இருக்குது, இங்க வச்சு பேசலாம். அதுக்கும் அந்த ஆர்கனைசர்ஸ் மறுத்திருக்காங்க. இல்ல நாங்க அந்த பாயிண்ட்டுக்கு தான் போகணும், இங்க இருந்து எங்களுக்கு கவரேஜ் நல்லா கிடைக்காது, இங்க இருந்து எங்களுக்கு வந்து சரியா மைக் கேட்காது, சரியா கேட்காது. சோ அதனாலதான் அங்க இருந்து திருப்பி வந்து கொஞ்சமா வந்து அந்த வண்டி ஒரு 10 நிமிடம் வந்து அந்த சமயத்துல இந்த ரைட் சைடு லெஃப்ட் சைடுல இருக்கிற crowd வந்து they became restless. அத நார்மலி வர crowdே வந்து தலைவரை பார்க்கணும் ஒரு எண்ணத்துல வர்றவங்க வந்து ரெண்டு புறமும் வந்து பார்க்க முடியாம போகும்போது ஒரு சர்ஜ் ஆகுது. சோ அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து நம்ம இந்த வீடியோ ஃபுட்டேஜஸ் எல்லாம் பார்த்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் என்ன நடந்தது, நாங்க பப்ளிக் விசாரிச்சோம். சார் நாங்க 12 மணி 11 மணிக்கெல்லாம் வந்துட்டோம், காலையில கூட சாப்பிட வந்தவங்க எல்லாம் இருக்காங்க, மத்தியானம் சாப்பிடாம நின்றுருக்காங்க, அங்கேயே உட்கார்ந்து அங்கேயே மூவ் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்திருக்காங்க. ஸோ அதெல்லாம் வந்துட்டு அவங்களுக்கு தேவையான ஒரு சாப்பாடு வசதிகளோ இல்லை தண்ணி வசதிகளோ இல்லாம ஃபுல்லா அங்க பேஷண்டா வெயிட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. அதெல்லாம் வெயிட் பண்ணும் பொழுது ஒரு தலைவருடைய வருகை வந்து டெலே நிச்சயமா அந்த இது எல்லாமே வந்து நம்ம இன்வெஸ்டிகேஷன் நடந்தது என்ன நம்ம வீடியோஸ்லாம் பார்த்தா தான் தெரியும். பிளஸ் எவிடன்ஸ் இந்த விட்னஸஸ் அங்க இருந்தவங்க கலந்துக்கிட்டவங்க அவரோட விசாரிச்சா தான் நம்மளுக்கு என்னன்னு தெரிய வரும்.
We will have to take a continuous and complete stock of the situation, speaking to witnesses, what happened there, seeing CCTV footage and everything else. Only then we'll be able to know.
நான் விரும்பல, நான் இதுவரைக்கும் விசாரிச்ச தகவல் உங்கள்ட்ட ஷேர் பண்ணிட்டேன். நம்ம கமிஷன் அப்பாயிண்ட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க.
I don't want to say anything more than this. I've already informed you whatever.
அதுக்கு மேல வந்து நாங்க சொல்றது சரியா இருக்காது. ஏன்னா வந்து இப்ப காவல்துறை நீங்க விமர்சனம் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்க சமயத்துல வந்து நாங்க சொல்றது சரியா இருக்காது. என்னோட தவறான பொய்யான செய்திகள், ஃபால்ஸ் நியூஸ், ப்ரொபகண்டா, இது வந்து சமுதாயத்துல ஸ்டேட்டுக்குள்ள ஒரு தவறான ஒரு எண்ணங்களை உருவாக்கும். அதை நம்ம அவாய்ட் பண்ணி பீஸ்ஃபுல்லா இன்வெஸ்டிகேஷன் பண்றவங்க சரி, என்கொயரி பண்றவங்க சரி,
the police have done everything and are trying to do everything even as we speak.
இல்ல இருந்தாங்க ஐஜி இருந்தாரு.
Senior officials right from the IG were also present on the spot.
அது சொல்லல, அதாவது ஒரு சரி நான் கேக்குறேன், நீங்க 20,000 crowd வந்தா கூட ஒரு policeman is equivalent to 40 people. நாங்க எவ்வளவு போட்டோம்?
We asked them what if 20,000 people came, because for one policeman is equal to 40 people.
அதாவது வந்து இப்போ வந்து
ஆர்கனைசர்ஸ்
அந்த பெர்மிஷனுக்கு அப்ளை பண்ணியிருந்தவங்க அவங்களை வச்சு போட்டு விசாரிச்சுட்டு இருக்காங்க. இன்வெஸ்டிகேஷன் பிரிலிமினரி ஸ்டேஜ்ல இருக்குது. ஏன்னா கமிஷன் இருக்கிறதுனால நம்ம இல்ல அது நான் இப்ப சொல்ல முடியாது. அவங்க இபில சொல்ல கிளாரிஃபிகேஷன் சொல்லுவாங்க.
சார் மைக்
கரூர் மாவட்டம் சார். தலைமை பொறியாளர் கரூர் மின்பகிர்மான மண்டலம் சே. ராஜலட்சுமி. தமிழக வெற்றிக் கழகத்தின் மக்கள் சந்திப்பு நடைபெற்ற வேலுச்சாமிபுரத்தில் தமிழக வெற்றிக் கழகத்தின் தலைவர் உரையாற்றிக் கொண்டிருந்த போது தடையில்லாத மின்சாரம் வழங்கப்பட்டுள்ளது என்று தெரிவித்துக் கொள்ளப்படுகிறது.
It was Tamil Nadu ADGP Law and Order briefing the media on what exactly unfolded in Karur yesterday. And as per the Tamil Nadu top cop, they had told TVK to change the rally venue, and in fact he also stated that the people suffered heat stroke at the rally, which eventually led to the loss of lives. Remember, 40 people have lost their lives in the tragic stampede in Karur, and the Tamil Nadu top cop claims that they had told TVK to change the rally venue. So the lens now also remains on the choice of venue for TVK Chief Vijay's rally. It was a two-lane narrow road in Karur, and the Tamil Nadu top cop has claimed that they had in fact told TVK that the venue is not fit for the rally and that they need to change the rally venue. And in fact, we're getting some more inputs on this story. We are currently showing you the visuals of Karur, what happened yesterday. Now, in the visuals, you can see rescue ambulances were attacked by TVK Karur. Images and in fact moments after the killer stampede, there were ambulances which were mistaken as crowd dispersal vehicles by the TVK cadre, and the driver claims that 5 ambulances were vandalized by the TVK supporters. The driver also claims that they lost 2 hours due to these attacks by the TVK supporters. The rescue ambulances were attacked by the TVK cadres. The TVK cadres attacked the ambulances and took the key away, which were rescuing the patients. These are the visuals of this particular incident that we're talking about. In the visuals, you can see the TVK cadres stopping the ambulances that were rescuing the patients at the rally. In fact, they also snatched away the keys of the ambulances, and in fact, the driver has claimed that they lost 2 hours because of this. And my colleague Pramod is now joining us with more details. Pramod, absolutely shocking visuals now emerging of the stampede, in which we can see ambulances being attacked by the TVK supporters. They mistook that these ambulances were vehicles, and there was an attempt to disperse the crowd, and that is why they attacked these vehicles. In fact, they also snatched away the keys, and which also led to 2 hours of wastage of these ambulances that were rescuing the patients.
Well, Anjali, with extreme sorrow, we are actually reporting this particular manner, because those ambulances were the one that was actually trying to rescue the people who were caught under the stampede, and who were caught under a kind of a sheet above which people were standing. In fact, that particular ambulance belonged to a person called as Surya, who was an ambulance service provider who owns 20 ambulances over there. So what they have done is that the government administration over there, they have placed large ambulance and small ambulance in areas adjacent to the place where the crowd was standing, considering if such a situation arises. And they started getting calls about people falling down, fainting, and immediately they tried to navigate through various other spots to enter the spot. In fact, Surya spoke to us, and Surya very clearly mentions that his ambulance himself almost brought in 8 dead bodies to various hospitals over there. One he mentioned as Amaravati, the other one as Akshaya, and the other one as Apollo Hospital. But what happened is that, unfortunately, at one point, as the ambulances started going again and again into the crowd, TVK carriers over there thought that they were actually trying to disperse the crowd. This is an allegation that was placed by the opposition leader Edappadi K. Palaniswamy, and that has backfired in such a bad manner. In fact, that particular boy, whose name is Ishwaran, was attacked. His key was snatched away. His phone was snatched away. In fact, the Surya claims that the ambulance was standing over there for nearly 2 hours. They had to bring in another person who could make a new key, and actually they made an alternate key and they had to take the ambulance over there. So such was the kind of chaotic situation over there. Even Vijay was saying, make way for ambulance, but the kind of issue claiming that all started with LOP Edappadi K. Palaniswamy, who said that ambulance are being sent into the crowd to disperse the crowd, has now come up to this unfortunate time where you could see that ambulance that is trying to go rescue people are being attacked. Extremely unfortunate that such a situation is occurring in Tamil Nadu at this point, Anjali.
Right, Pramod, thank you for getting us those details. We'll keep coming back to you for more updates on this. So absolutely shocking visuals now emerging from Karur the very day this stampede unfolded. In these visuals, you can see the TVK cadre attacking the ambulances that were rescuing the patients. In fact, they mistook that these vehicles were meant to disperse the crowds, and that is why they were attacking these ambulances. They in fact also snatched away the keys of these ambulances. So the question now remains, could more lives have been saved had this particular incident not happened yesterday? So you can clearly see TVK cadre arguing with the ambulance driver, and also the TVK supporters attacking and also snatching away the keys of the ambulance that was rescuing the patients from the stampede venue to the hospital. And the ambulance driver has claimed that they carried 8 bodies to different hospitals in Karur, and the TVK supporters in fact attacked several ambulances that were rescuing the patients, and they even snatched away the keys of these ambulances. And with that, it's a wrap on this bulletin. We'll get you more updates on the tragic stampede in Karur on the other side. Stay with us.
सुकून से मुलाकात कब होती है? जब गुनगुनाती बारिश को पहली बार गले लगाते हो। शायद सर्द वादियों में जब गरम कंबल से रूह सेकते हो। या शायद उस पल में जो बिना शोर किए बहुत कुछ कह जाता है। सुकून के हर पहलू से कीजिए मुलाकात हिंदवेयर के साथ। हिंदवेयर, डिजाइन फॉर सुकून।
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices.
30,000 people. That's how many turned up yesterday, packed into a 2-kilometer narrow stretch of road, waiting for hours. 7 excruciating hours, just to catch a glimpse of actor Vijay. What should have been a celebration, a moment of joy for his fans, turned into a nightmare of crushing chaos, screams and death. And among those who never made it home, a 2-year-old child. A family brought her to see him, but she lost her life in a stampede that was entirely preventable. This was not fate, this was not destiny, this was a man-made disaster of criminal failure, of crowd management, of basic planning of governance. The question is, who allowed tens of thousands to be funneled into a narrow, cramped stretch with no proper barricades, no medical readiness, and no safety protocols? Whose job was it to make sure this event did not turn into a death trap? Those are the questions that I'm going to ask. All the panelists will be joining me shortly. First up, the story.
Sweltering heat, immense humidity. Seven-hour-long wait for the superstar Neta. All in a narrow 2-kilometer long road stretch in Karur's Velluswamipuram, the location of TVK chief Vijay's rally. On Saturday, crowds started gathering at the venue from 11 a.m. as Vijay was expected to reach the rally spot around noon. But the actor-turned-politician was well behind his schedule. The actor reached the rally location around 7 p.m. By then, the crowd had swollen to 50,000 against the venue's capacity of 12,000. The sea of people rushed to catch a glimpse of Vijay when he arrived. Eyewitnesses say there was a 30-minute-long power cut when Vijay arrived. That is when all hell broke loose. People started trampling each other. TVK claims police used mild lathi charge at some of Vijay's unruly fans. Lack of adequate police personnel added to the chaos, and the narrow lanes acted as death traps. Dozens, including women and children, got crushed to death and scores were injured.
In fact, I just want to show you this entire stretch of road where yesterday's TVK rally was held. You'd be shocked to know how constricted and cramped this is. This road, already very small, is a two-way road. It's a road that's been divided as a two-way stretch, making it all the more difficult and narrower and cramped for passers-by. One can only wonder and be shocked as to how is it that the police department even gave permission in the first place to have rally in a road as constricted and small as this particular road.
தேவையில்லாத உள்ள போய் சிக்கிட்டாங்க உள்ள கும்பல் போனாங்க எங்க பையன் புள்ள மாப்பிள்ளை எல்லாம் போனது எல்லாம் குடும்பத்துல போனது நான் அந்த பக்கம் இருந்தேன் இவங்க எல்லாம் உள்ள போய் சிக்கிட்டாங்க நீங்க அங்க போனீங்களா ஸ்பாட்டுக்கு போனீங்க நான் உள்ள அந்த பக்கம் நான் ஆப்போசிட்ல உள்ள இருந்தேன்
கெஞ்சனும் போவாதீங்கன்னு கேட்க செத்த நேரத்துல போய் 6:30 மணிக்கெல்லாம் என்கிட்ட பேசினாங்கப்பா கும்பலாருக்கு வந்துருங்க என்ன வந்துடுறோம் நாங்க திருப்பி ஒரு 1/2 மணி நேரம் கமிச்சு பார்த்தா ஒண்ணுமே இல்லம்மா போனோமா கிடக்குது என் பிள்ளையும் என் மாப்பிள்ளையும் போயிட்டாருப்பா அடுத்த மாசம் கல்யாணம்.
Vijay was seen on dais when fans were getting crushed. While some say he continued with his speech, others claim he urged his fans to help ambulance. He later left for Trichy and took a chartered flight to Chennai without meeting the victims.
The way when Vijay was speaking at that location in Karur, it was clearly evident that he also did not know how to handle the situation over there, because he was constantly being told to finish the speech. Vijay did stop. He stopped. He tried to ask for the ambulance to leave. He tried to give water, but that was not efficient. Imagine such a large crowd standing over there. That from the beginning itself, this was a disaster. Unfortunately, as we expected, things went, very bad, and 39 people have died so far.
With elections approaching, Tamil Nadu's deadly incident has the potential to change the political discourse. With Anaga Keshav and Pramod Madhav, Bureau Report, India Today.
From the DMK, we have Salim Dharnidharan from AIA DMK, Kovai Satya, and Advocate Ramaswamy Mayappan continues to be with us. Salim Dharnidharan, this is criminal negligence. Now your government is being accused of conspiracy as well.
See, in these kind of incidents, it's easy to do politics. Blame A can blame B, B can blame C, and C can blame A. But the point is, my condolences to the 40 people who have died and the 80 people or 80 or more people in the hospital. And some of the men who died are the sole earning members of the family, and I don't know what's going to happen to their family. And I think
9 children.
Yes, 9 children.
And 17 women. That's the number.
Yes, 70, yes. So such incidences do not have a place in our society. But before going further, blaming or before assuming, but I have to put certain facts, right, in place. So even during the earlier rally, we gave 40 conditions, 38 conditions the police gave. None of the conditions were followed. Again, we insisted on following the conditions. What happened, including your channel, they said, oh, your party is afraid of Vijay and that is why you're imposing conditions. No, police is an institution. There's nothing to do with DMK, the party, right, or even the government. The institution will do its job based on the experience that they have for the last 75 years. And imagine the crowd was asked to come at 8:45 a.m. and Vijay is boarding the flight only at 8:50 a.m. I'm not saying Vijay wanted this to happen. No, I think he's also feeling very bad. I agree with all that. But 8:50 is when he boarded the flight. He was supposed to be in Namakkal at 8:45. He reaches Namakkal when? At 2 p.m. And then Karur is supposed to be at 2 p.m. He reaches Karur at 7 p.m. And most of the people were there without water. Was water provided to them? No. Food was provided to them? No. Some of them have not had any food from morning 8 o'clock until evening 8 p.m. And most of them have started already fainting. In fact, in Namakkal itself, 20 to 25 people had fainted and ambulances had to take them out. And this hypnotized crowd, which was there, started attacking the ambulance drivers. The police were attacked. Why did this happen? The primary reason is that they don't have second-rank leaders. ADMK had the event in the same venue. Why nothing happened? Because ADMK, like DMK, has a grassroots cadre, second rank, third rank, fourth rank. So each of they know whom to report to, how to manage the crowd. So that crowd management was not there. And more importantly, okay, you blame the government now. I'm not absolving myself of the blame. One thing you have to remember is that it is a private event. Why
was the permission given for a private event to be conducted on a stretch of a road? That is the question to you. And the administration cannot absolve itself from what is visibly, Salim Dharnidharan, criminal negligence. I'm going to come to you because I have to take opening comments from Kovai Satyan as well. Kovai Satyan, one moment. Kovai Satyan, what is clear here is that all political parties want huge crowds because that's a display of showmanship. But in this is also evident their clear understanding that this mass gathering is for their political gains, but what happens to the mass is none of their responsibility.
DMK certainly can't say or wash off that entire event that unfolded is a mistake of TVK. They have equal and larger responsibility since they are in power. While in your video, it's clear and evident that ambulances were given way by the crowd itself. But the video, what we have here clearly says that there was nothing charged.
Yes, go ahead.
Who gave the permission to do a Lathi charge on what basis? The DMK and the ecosystem of ITV says that the TVK General Secretary mobile phone is switched off, ITV mobile phone is switched off. I've been trying to reach out to the media agencies who had released this video of Lathi charges. None of them are picking my phones. Which means that the DMK already reached out to them and have silenced them. The entire episode, how DMK handled this, clearly exposes their incompetence. There is a better place where this rally could have been held. The permission was denied and they were pushed to a corner. There were no emergency exits. And they were not prepared to face this kinds of scenarios is evident because 2 years since the event unfolded, the entire GH hospital didn't have the adequate doctors or nurses to receive and handle people. The numbers, what we say today is from the GH government hospital. Why there are no numbers that this government has declared so far for those who got admitted in the private hospitals? What is the status?
So
And
are
it
you
was
saying that the
all a
government is
hurry.
hiding numbers? We do not know the real
Definitely.
picture of how the stampede affected how many people?
If Salem Dharnidharan can give the count on the private hospital, I'll be happy to welcome him to state the numbers of
Okay,
patients.
Mr. Dharnidharan, respond to that. Respond to that and then I bring in Ramaswamy.
I cannot answer on assumptions. As of now, the numbers that have been stated are accurate. This government has given accurate numbers. And I'll ask one more pertinent and important point, right? Why? Why did the police attack them? The police attacked them because they started attacking the police. There was a law and order failure happening there. That happened few hours before this incident. So you can't go and ask minor things and say this is what happened. But it's a private event. I will tell in UP, for example, this one priest in Hathras, right, Bole Baba, sought permission for 80,000 people, but 250,000 people congregated together. What happened? The organizer was arrested. Same when we ask questions.
So then take action against the TVK and actor Vijay because it was his rally. My question then is that, the political class will get away with it because they feel that they are not responsible for human life. They are not enforceable, they should not ensure that the crowd control laws are enforced. It is all evident because what stops is just hollow compensation and blame game. That's why, Ramaswamy Mayappan, it has to be fixed, because maximum turnout at any cost has been the aim of all political parties.
Maria, the sad part is the state administration, the district administration doesn't even have the information and the knowledge that Salem Dharnidharan has here. He categorically says that what to expect when a cinema actor, when a political event takes place. That preparedness is there in his mind. I'm surprised that was not there in the mind of the district administration to plan for the worst. I understand the permission is being given for 10,000 people. They have water and everything provided. But the responsibility of the administration is to plan for the worst case scenario, not plan for the best case scenario. Why do they have a disaster response team? Why did the disaster response team not act quickly enough? Why did the hospital not have adequate staffing when these incidents happen? That is one issue. Second, when such events take place, the government is always ready to push the blame on someone else. When very similar stampede happened in the marina during the air show, the government at that point put the blame on the police officials. Today, they want to put it on Vijay. The government today does not want to take any responsibility at all. I'm not giving Vijay a clean sheet or his party members. They're also responsible, but the responsibility cannot be taken away from government. Today, as a common man or as a citizen, if I have to go and question, I'm not going to file a petition or something against Vijay. I'm going to ask the government because the first responsibility starts with them. And they talk about compensation. Today, it's not about financial compensation that they have to talk about. They'll talk about remedial mechanisms. What are they going to do for those families? What are they going to do for the people? What are they going to do in the future for such events to not take place? Every major event, even stadium attended, either public events or sports events or music festivals, today does not have proper crowd management. Why did the state administration fail? Why is there no disaster response? Just having naam ke vaste, having ambulances there, people who know how to provide first aid is insufficient.
What is evident here is, Ramaswamy Mayappan, that this was preventable. A preventable tragedy has unfolded. DMK has to take the blame because its administration has failed in Karur. Action has to be taken. The actor, because he delayed this entire event by 7 hours, that led to the curiosity of people. That perhaps also increased the crowd, has to be held accountable as well. So,
Maria, I would just like to add one thing.
Yes, go ahead.
Just one. Maria, I think going forward, not just for Karur, not just for Tamil Nadu, not just for India, but I think a common element has to prevail amongst all of us. One, how we handle crowds, how we as human beings are responsible to each other when situations take place, and political leaders, when they are in the podium, it is not sufficient for you to throw 7 water bottles, but it's for you to act immediately and take control of the situation.
Yes.
Because when such a tall
political accountability. I agree with you. There has to be political accountability. It cannot just stop at district administration also. Salem Dharnidharan, Salim Dharnidharan, you know,
Can I come in before
there
Salem
has
answers?
been violation of basic safety protocols.
See, Vijay has not followed the conditions laid out by the police. It is a private event. We had given a set of conditions. He being an actor is not still matured enough to be a politician. I don't want to tell this, but this is a fact. And only because of the like throwing water bottles, 7 water bottles, and his fan being crazy for him or running towards collecting those water bottles or irresponsible behavior. See, the government had given guidelines. Why we are giving permission is simply because every politician should be allowed to meet his followers or his party cadres.
Yes, and that comes at the cost of human lives.
But they said only 10,000 people will come, but 50,000 people had come. We tried to stop, but the crowd was uncontrollable. Is Vijay answerable to this? Yes, he is answerable. Why action is not taken? Because my police will take action, but it's only 25 hours. We have to do the investigation. He has acted as an actor in a very irresponsible manner. And what is even more appalling for me is that when this incident happened, okay, he did not want it to happen, but he should have had the courtesy to speak to the media that same day, and then his cadres, he himself should have sat in Karur itself. What can be done for the people who have lost their life, people who are in the hospital?
Kovai Satyan.
Not run away to Chennai.
If DMK blames TVK and make sure that Vijay has to take responsibility, the last year it is the same DMK government which hosted an air show in Chennai Marina where 5 precious lives were lost.
That's right.
Why did MK Stalin take the responsibility that it is his incompetence which resulted in the loss of 5 lives? Why now blame TVK? There were better avenues available. Why didn't they give? It is in the same avenue. Just 3 days ago, our leader hosted an event. Just because we had the maturity and experience to conduct an event, there were no lives lost. But TVK is a newcomer and a new startup. You push them towards a corner where no emergency exists and there were no availability of basic amenities. And your current was at the moment the leader said 10 rupees per bottle Sendil Balaji, because Sendil Balaji is the minister who is responsible for the Karur, and he is facing ED charges for collecting 10 rupees per bottle in liquor, and he is excise minister. The moment Vijay stated 10 rupees liquor bottle scam, suddenly the electricity goes up and police resort to Lathi charge. Who gave the approval for the police to do a Lathi charge in that premises? How come a current goes up all of a sudden? And today the EB employee comes out and says that there were no failure on the electricity. It is just to safeguard the people we switched off the electricity. And police says that we didn't do Lathi charge, we did the Lathi charge to pay way for the ambulance.
Yes, so Lathi charge created chaos. Why was the electricity switched off? That's also a subject of investigation. And Mr. Dharnidharan, here is the TVK and also AIADMK, the BJP. All of them are demanding a CBI probe. Go ahead with it. Send a recommendation to the center. Let there be a CBI investigation.
Yes, Maria, let me complete. See, already the chief minister, within few hours after the incident, had an emergency meeting and went to Karur at 2 a.m. in the morning. And he has also announced a single judge committee regarding the CBI or what kind of investigation.
We have seen the fate of these single judge commissions, Mr. Dharnidharan. What happened? Only recently in Bengaluru, Chinnaswamy, a stadium incident. What came out of that?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. What kind of investigation will take place? My chief minister will decide. Wait until tomorrow and day after. He will decide what kind of investigation should be announced. But regarding the current, why was the current cut? It's a very important question to answer. Why? Because they were climbing up the electricity poles. There are visuals. Your channel also played, or some other channel played.
Interpret here.
Why was
there Lucky Charge? Because they are attacking the police. The video visuals are there.
I didn't interrupt you. You have time to speak.
And submitted her report. It's been 2 years. Why DMK has not released it so far? It is the same single judge, Aruna Jagadishan, who conducted an inquiry on the Tutti Corin firing. And she has submitted it. It's almost more than 2 years. You have not released it. Then what's the point of this single women commission on inquiry? What justice will they do for this event?
And we begin this bulletin with big breaking news coming in. This is related to the unfortunate tragedy of stampede that happened in Tamil Nadu, and 40 people had died in it. Right now, as expected, there is buck passing which is happening in this entire matter. It seems Tamil Nadu cops are saying that the accusation that TVK is putting about conspiracy on them is absolutely wrong. The cops are defending the denial of the venue that TVK had asked for. They are saying that there were reasons for which the venue that was demanded by the TVK first was not given to them. The cops are saying that the venue that was sought by the TVK was not suitable for such a rally. It was dangerous. They said that the two venues that was subsequently shown to TVK were not apt for the rally, and then this third venue was later chosen and shown to TVK. Although Vijay said that he was forced to hold his rally in cramped spots. He has been raising this allegation again and again, and it seems TVK is claiming that it was a sinister plot to bleed Vijay's rally.
Permit them to conduct this event at a place called Lighthouse Roundana. This was not accepted by the police because it was considered to be a high-risk place, considering a large petrol station on the left side and the river Amravati bridge on the right side. So the officers decided it's not advisable to give permission there. So they asked for one more place called the Ulavar Chandai. So that was also examined, and they told them that also the kind of capacity that you're going to bring is not going to accommodate in that place. So keeping that as an option, they suggested a place, we suggested a place called Velayadavaram, this one. Because this was conducted in the recent past by one of the political parties with about 12 to 15,000 people who were gathered there, and it went off very peacefully. So that was suggested to them. So they also went and saw the place. They finally agreed. They gave it in writing saying that we may be permitted to conduct the event in this place.
Joining us now from Karur is India Today's Apurva Jayachandran on this entire issue. Apurva, clearly we are seeing blame game now. There are multiple aspects, multiple factors that led to this stampede, but it seems neither the government, neither the police, nor TVK, no one wants to take responsibility for anything here.
Well, that's right, Anjali. In fact, even now, if you can see, there's a complete chock-a-block here. Remember, we are outside the government hospital where we've already seen over 40 people who have been injured, several who have been, admitted in the ICU for treatment. And this is the kind of crowds that you can even see here. I think there's not been any lesson learned by the public as well. One politician after the other, they come here, they meet with the injured, and they go. And this is, one after the other, they keep saying the law will take care of it. There's a, at the Madurai High Court bench, there's been a case that has already been taken into cognizance. So we'll wait for the report to come. But even then, has the lesson been learned? That's the question that you need to ask. Because even now, if you can see behind me, these are the crowds of people who are still standing here. Let me remind you, this is not some political party meeting. This is not some, a road show where I am standing at. This is nothing but the GH, where people who had been, grievously injured in yesterday's stampede-like situation. We saw lives being lost, children who've lost their innocent children who've lost their lives, men, women and children who've all lost their lives there, several others injured. But this is the kind of frenzy that you can still see here. Crowds who have continuously kept gathering as each and every political leader comes on. One after the other, parties come in, meet the families of the victims, meet those who have been injured. They go ahead, they speak to them, they come out, they say it's not a political blame game. Let's wait for the One Woman Commission report to come out, and then we'll see. But one line that everybody is standing on is that this incident should not have happened. What happened was grievous, in fact, and it was erroneous on the part, be it they're not even blaming one person. They're saying what happened must not be repeated, and that's all is the statement. That is a unanimous statement coming in from
Apurva, I'm sorry I'm interrupting you here, but there is a press conference now by the BJP leader Annamalai. Let's cut straight across to that.
இன்று காலையிலிருந்தே நாம் பார்த்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றோம் கரூர் மாநகரம் முழுவதுமே மாவட்டம்
यहाँ पर कोकण विभाग की बैठक नियोजन जो है के लिए बैठक ली गई है और इसमें सभी विभागीय आयुक्त
காயம் பெற்றவங்களை பார்க்கும் பொழுது ஒரு குழந்தையை காப்பாற்றுவதற்காக ஒரு கேடயமாக தன்னை பயன்படுத்தி கொண்ட ஆட்டோ டிரைவர் நண்பர் உள்ள அடிபட்டு படுத்திருக்கிறாரு. ஹோம்கார்டு அக்கா அவங்க அடிபட்டு படுத்திருக்கிறாங்க. எத்தனையோ பேர் தனக்கு பிடித்த யாரோ ஒருவரை பார்க்க வேண்டும், ஒரு தலைவரை பார்க்க வேண்டும் அப்படின்னு வந்தவங்க அவங்க அடிபட்டு படுத்திருக்கிறாங்க. தமிழகத்தில் இதற்கு முன்பு இதுபோல் நடந்ததில்லை, இனி நடக்கக்கூடாது என்கின்ற அளவுக்கு இந்த நிகழ்வு நம்ம எல்லோரையும் பெரும் சோகத்தில் ஆழ்த்தி இருக்கிறது. அது மட்டும் இல்ல, காயமடைந்தவங்க எல்லாமே 56 பேரும் பத்திரமாக வீட்டுக்கு போக வேண்டும் என்பது ஆண்டவன் எங்களுடைய வேண்டுதல். அதே நேரத்தில் இறந்து போன உயிர்கள் திரும்ப வரப்போறது.
We want and pray that all the injured, 53 of them who have been injured, they must reach back to their houses safely. We will stand by those who have been injured and who have lost their lives. We pray for the souls of those who had, those innocents who have lost their life. We pray for their soul to have shanti.
பாரதிய ஜனதா கட்சி 1 லட்சம் ரூபாய் அவர்களுக்கு ஆறுதலாக ஒரு தொகையை அடுத்த ஒரு 10 நாளுக்குள்ள
Bharatiya Janata Party Karur wing gives an ex gratia of rupees 1 lakh to the families of those who have deceased, announces Annamalai.
அவர்களுக்கு செய்வதாக தீர்மானம் செய்தது. இன்னும் ஒரு வாரம் கழித்து ஒரு இல்லமாக 40 பேர்.
We have also taken a decision that all those who have been injured, they reach home safely. Even after 10 days, if they need any kind of medical help, anything that they need, we open our gates to them.
இந்த நேரத்தில் இந்த துயரமான சம்பவம்.
We have instructed Karur leaders from Bharatiya Janata Party to go ahead and see that all those who have been affected in this, they have whatever financial aid or any other aid that they need immediately. Nama,
நேற்று கரூரில் இந்த சம்பவம் நடந்ததற்கு இன்னைக்கு 24 மணி நேரம் கழிச்சு நம்ம பேசுறோம். 24 மணி நேரம் அனலைஸ் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் நம்ம பேசுறோம்.
We are speaking after almost 24 hours since the incident took place yesterday in Karur. There has been a lot of mistakes that have taken
சரியான
place.
இடத்தை கொடுக்கறோமா, சரியான காவல்துறை அதிகாரிகள், காவல்துறையில் இருக்கக்கூடிய கான்ஸ்டபிள் அவங்க டிப்ளாய் பண்றோமா, கிரவுட சரியான முறையில் கண்ட்ரோல் பண்றோமான்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா இல்லை.
There must have been a stock assessment that must have been taken. How many constables have been deployed? How are the crowds going to be like?
Air Force ஷோல 5 பேர். வரிசையா இந்த crowd control management தமிழகத்துல ஏதோ ஒரு இடத்துல தவறு நடந்துச்சு.
Last year in the Indian Air Force show we saw 5 people.
ஆனால் எங்களுடைய முதல் குற்றச்சாட்டு மாநில அரசின் மீது தான் வைக்கின்றோம். காரணம் அவர்களுடைய கடமை சரியான இடத்தை கொடுப்பது அவங்களுடைய கடமை.
We would pinpoint the first mistake at the state government because they failed to give the proper spot for TVK to have their rally.
அங்க வந்து கூட்டத்தை நடத்துவதற்கு வாய்ப்பே கிடையாது. எதற்கு அது கொடுத்தாங்க?
We know about Karur. People of Karur know how the roads are and what kind of narrow roads they are.
அவங்க கேட்டது
I saw the TVK's permission letter that was sent to the police.
முதல் தவறு local administration, மாவட்டத்தினுடைய ஆட்சியர், காவல்துறை கண்காணிப்பாளர்,
they are somewhere near the lighthouse.
அடுத்து தமிழகத்தினுடைய
there is absolute failure by the Tamil Nadu police.
500 பேர்ல இல்லைங்க. striking force, guard.
The Tamil Nadu DGP is giving a press meet saying that over 500 policemen were deployed.
இந்த போலீஸ்காரங்க எத்தனை பேர்? 100 பேர் கூட இல்ல. ஒரு வண்டியில striking force 30 பேர் உட்கார்ந்து.
Those who were standing, who were sitting inside the cars, all of them included is 500 people.
அது 10,000மோ 20,000மோ 50,000மோ நம்பரை விடுங்க. ஒரு கூட்டம் வரும் என்று தெரிந்த பிறகு சரியான காவல்துறையை டிப்ளாய்
We know a crowd is expected, be it 10,000, 20,000, let's leave the numbers aside.
இல்லைங்க. டிராஃபிக் போலீஸ் இருந்தாங்களா, இல்ல லா அண்ட் ஆர்டர் போலீஸ் இருந்தாங்களா? இல்ல. அவங்க எல்லாம் ஸ்ட்ரைக்கிங் ஃபோர்ஸ், அதுலயே 300 பேர் போயிருப்பாங்க.
There weren't 500 policemen as they stated. Be it traffic police or be the regular cops on duty, there weren't 500 people.
இது பெரிய இழுபறி. கிட்டத்தட்ட 4-5 நாள் இழுபறி. இந்த லேண்ட் போய் பார்க்கறாங்க, அங்க போய் பார்க்கறாங்க. இன்னைக்கு ஒரு பொது இடத்துல காவல்துறை அனுமதி கொடுப்பதற்கு முன்பு 100 டைம் யோசிக்கணும். உயர்நீதிமன்றம், உச்சநீதிமன்றம் அவ்வளவு சொல்றாங்க. பொது சொத்துக்கு சேதம் விளைவிக்க கூடாது.
Even in a common place for police to give permission, they will have to think 100 times.
எந்த வழி இருக்குன்னா ஒருவேளை முக்கியமான விவிஐபி
there needs to be proper ways for any emergency might take place, ambulances to enter and exit.
ஆம்புலன்ஸே போகாத ஒரு சந்து ஒரு ரோட்ல போட்டு
If there are so many crowds, how can an ambulance go in, pick up the patient and come out?
இருவரையும் உடனடியாக பணி நீக்கம் செய்யும். பேசிக் மினிமம் சஸ்பென்ஷன்ல காரணம் மற்ற அதிகாரிகளுக்கு
The district collector and the district officials must be suspended at the earliest.
அரசியல்வாதிகள் ஆயிரத்துக்கு சொல்லுவா சார்.
Not simply giving excuses that we put a one woman commission, put a case in the high court, etc.
ஆனால் மாவட்டத்தினுடைய காவல்துறை கண்காணிப்பாளரும் மாவட்டத்தினுடைய ஆட்சியரும் உடனடியாக முதலமைச்சர் நடவடிக்கை எடுக்கணும். என்ன ஒரு கம்மாய்
District collector and district police will have to be suspended at the earliest.
உடனடியாக நடவடிக்கை எடுக்கிறாங்க பல அரசு. ஏன்னா மற்ற மாவட்டத்தினுடைய எஸ்பிக்கும் டிசிக்கும் கலெக்டருக்கும் இது ஒரு வார்னிங்கா இருக்கு. அடுத்து எங்களுடைய மாநிலத்தினுடைய தலைவர்
This needs to be a lesson for other district collectors, SP,
ஏன் தலைவர் அந்த கருத்தை வைக்கிறாங்க? இந்திய சீஃப் மினிஸ்டர் டெப்டி சீஃப் மினிஸ்டர் போய் பார்க்குறாங்க. 5 பேர் இறக்குறாங்க, 77 பேர் ஹாஸ்பிட்டல். அதனால தமிழக
in the Indian Air Force show, we saw Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister going and seeing.
திமுக தன்னுடைய 4 ஆண்டு காலம் ஆட்சி காலத்தில் எதையும் சரிவர பண்ணல. அப்படி இருக்கும் பொழுது முதலமைச்சர் அந்த பதவியில் என்ன பண்றாரு? இஷ்யூ நடந்து கொண்டு வருவதற்கு
In the last 4 years, the DMK has failed to protect the public in such crowded areas. Had they received proper permissions from Chennai, from the state's capital.
இன்னைக்கு இந்த கூட்டத்தை ரொம்ப ஸ்டடி பண்ணணும். நீங்க வந்து ஒன் மேன் ஜட்ஜை நாங்கள் போட்டிருக்கோம், ரிட்டையர்ட் ஜட்ஜை போட்டிருக்கோம். உடனடியாக சிபிஐ என்கொயரி. இன்னைக்கு முதலமைச்சர் அவர்கள் தமிழ்நாட்டுக்குள்ள சிபிஐ வரக்கூடாது.
We demand for a CBI inquiry, not a one woman or one man commission.
சிபிஐ கொடுக்கிறார் அஜித் குமார் கேஸ். அதனால தாமாக முன் வந்து சிபிஐ என்கொயரி. அந்த கூட்டத்தில் யாராவது ட்ரிகர் பண்ணாங்களா? அந்த கூட்டத்தில் விஷக்கிருமிகள் யாராவது இந்த க்ரௌடை ட்ரிகர் பண்ணாங்க? ஆம்புலன்ஸ் எப்போ வந்துச்சு?
Had there been any anti-social elements in the crowds?
எதுக்காக போச்சு? இந்த எல்லா விஷயத்தையும்
Why did the police resort to lathi charge? Why did the current go off at that time? All these answers need to be brought to light. There must be a CBI inquiry into all of these questions I'm placing.
யாராவது விஷயம் செருப்பு வீசுறாங்க. ஒரு கூட்டத்தில் ஒரு தலைவனை பார்க்க வரவங்க செருப்பு வீச மாட்டாங்க. வெளியால் தானே செருப்பு வீசுறாங்க. ஏன் கரண்ட் கட் ஆச்சு? இது எல்லாம் கூட சிபிஐ பண்ணி
there were instances reported of slippers being thrown. How can that happen? Was it true?
விஜய் அவர்கள் ஒரு நடிகர் கரூருக்கு பெரம்பலூருக்கு திருவாரூருக்கு வர்றீங்கன்னா கூட்டம் பார்க்க
our fault, we blame actor Vijay.
ஒரு சினிமா ஸ்டாரை பார்க்க கிராமத்துல இருந்து மக்கள் வரத்தான் செய்வாங்க.
As a cinema star, he should have known that in villages, in smaller cities and towns, there will be people who will come to see the celebrity, especially one who is loved by all. And that too, you've kept this campaign on a weekend. Saturday. Of course, there will be people who will come with their children and parents. The people will be enthralled and they will want to see their cinema star, they will want to see their neta.
அப்படி இருக்கும்போது ஒரு தலைவனுடைய கடமை நாம போறனால யாருக்காச்சும் உபத்திரம் ஆகுதா? நமக்கு அந்த அளவுக்கு லீடர்ஷிப் டீம் இருக்காங்க.
Sure, he must have come to see the people must have come to see him, but it is a responsibility of Vijay as a leader that he failed in his duty.
யாரை கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணுவாங்க, யாரை போய் தடுத்து நிறுத்துவாங்க, இதெல்லாம் விஜய் அவர்கள் உணரணும். அதனால் இப்ப இருந்து அவர் போகக்கூடிய எல்லா கூட்டத்தையும் மாற்றணும். இந்த வீக்கெண்ட் கான்செப்டை வெளியே வரணும். ஏற்கனவே நம்ம சொன்னோம் இல்ல மக்களுக்கு உபத்திரம் கொடுக்கக்கூடாதுங்கிறதுக்காக வீக்கெண்ட் நியாயம்.
Political parties must come out of weekend concept.
வீக்கெண்ட்ல போனா பெண்கள் வருவாங்க. எதற்காக இத்தனை குழந்தைகள்?
There needs to be this idea that only in a weekend will there be crowds that are coming, only in the weekend will there be youth and kids coming. All of these notions need to be completely shut out.
ஒரு மாவட்டத்திற்கு ஒரு பாயிண்ட் மட்டும் தேவையான அழகாக. ஏன்னா இரண்டாம் கட்ட தலைவர்கள் உருவாகும் வரை
he should have assessed and questioned why such a manadu, such a gathering should have taken place during a weekend. Was it necessary? I will not accept that Vijay is accused number one. The safety of the people who had gathered, the safety and the security is in the hands of the Tamil Nadu police, the Tamil Nadu district administration. If they said they couldn't do it, then they should have said it earlier.
விஜய் அவர்களுக்கு அனுமதி கொடுக்கணும், வர்ற மக்களுக்கும் பாதுகாக்கணும். அந்த வேலையை அரசு செய்யணும். விஜய் அவர்களுக்கும் சரியான முறையில் அனுமதி இல்லை. வந்த மக்களுக்கு
They should have also given permission, the state government should have given permission for Vijay to conduct his rally, but at the same time also given protection for the public who are coming to see said rally. They failed in that.
அதனால அரசு வெட்டி தலைகுனியணும். மாவட்ட ஆட்சியர் மீதும் மாவட்ட காவல்துறை கண்காணிப்பாளர் மீதும்
innocent lives have been lost. The public administration and the government must bow their head down in shame.
எஸ்பி 10,000 பேர் 20,000 பேர் வர்றாங்கன்னா வாட்ல எஸ்பி டிஐஜி இருக்கணும்ல, அவங்க வந்து நிக்கணும்ல, அவங்க இருக்கணும்ல. ஓ எதிர்க்கட்சி கூட்டம் நம்ம ஸ்பாட்டுக்கு போனா
If there are 10,000 20,000 public who are coming to a spot, shouldn't there be an SP or DGP or DIG on the spot?
வெறும் வருத்தத்தில் இருப்பாரு. அதனால் எல்லோரும் சேர்ந்து அவரை யாரும் கார்னர் பண்ண வேண்டாம். இதிலிருந்து
As far as Vijay is concerned, yes, he will be in great sorrow today.
நிற்க ஆரம்பித்திருக்கின்றார்கள், நிற்பார்கள், நம்பிக்கை இருக்கு. மூன்றாவது தன்னுடைய பயணத்தினுடைய வடிவமைப்பை மாற்றணும். இந்த வீக்கெண்டு சனிக்கிழமை குழந்தைங்க வர்றதை அவாய்ட் பண்ணணும். அதே போல கடைசியா
I encourage Vijay to change the course of his rallies planned forthwith. Stop this weekend culture.
இந்தியால நம்பர் 2வது இடத்துல இருக்கிற மகாராஷ்டிரா படித்தவர்கள் அதிகமாக இருக்கக்கூடிய மாநிலம். நம்ம நடவடிக்கை அப்படியாங்க இருக்கு.
We are the second, number 2 state in the country after Maharashtra.
ஒரு குழந்தை நீங்க தான். இறந்து போன 40 பேருக்கு அவங்க எல்லாம் வீட்ல தங்கம் தான் எல்லாரும். கணவன், மனைவி, குழந்தை, தாத்தா, பாட்டி எல்லோரும் யாரோ ஒருத்தர் வந்திருக்காங்க. ஆனா எதற்காக இப்படி
all those who lost their life, they're all their near and dear ones to their family, be it பாட்டி, தாத்தா, mother, father, uncle, aunt, nieces.
ஆனந்தமா பாருங்க, டிவில பாருங்க, பாதுகாப்பா பாருங்க.
And we begin this bulletin with big breaking news coming in. This is related to the unfortunate tragedy of stampede that happened in Tamil Nadu, and 40 people had died in it. Right now, as expected, there is buck passing which is happening in this entire matter. It seems Tamil Nadu cops are saying that the accusation that TVK is putting about conspiracy on them is absolutely wrong. The cops are defending the denial of the venue that TVK had asked for. They are saying that there were reasons for which the venue that was demanded by the TVK first was not given to them. The cops are saying that the venue that was sought by the TVK was not suitable for such a rally. It was dangerous. They said that the 2 venues that was subsequently shown to TVK were not apt for the rally, and then this 3rd venue was later chosen and shown to TVK. Although Vijay said that he was forced to hold his rally in cramped spots. He has been raising this allegation again and again, and it seems TVK is claiming that it was a sinister plot to bleed Vijay's rally.
Permit them to conduct this event at a place called Lighthouse Roundana. This was not accepted by the police because it was considered to be a high-risk place, considering a large petrol station on the left side and the river Amravati bridge on the right side. So the officers decided it's not advisable to give permission there. So they asked for one more place called the Ulavar Chandai. So that was also examined, and they told them that also the kind of capacity that you're going to bring is not going to accommodate in that place. So keeping that as an option, they suggested a place, we suggested a place called Velayadavaram, this one. Because this was conducted in the recent past by one of the political parties with about 12 to 15,000 people were gathered there, and it went off very peacefully. So that was suggested to them. So they also went and saw the place. They finally agreed. They gave it in writing, saying that we may be permitted to conduct the event in this place.
Joining us now from Karur is India Today's Apurva Jayachandran on this entire issue. Apurva, clearly we are seeing blame game now. There are multiple aspects, multiple factors that led to this stampede, but it seems neither the government, neither the police, nor TVK, no one wants to take responsibility for anything here.
Well, that's right, Anjali. In fact, even now, if you can see, there's a complete chock-a-block here. Remember, we are outside the government hospital where we've already seen over 40 people who have been injured, several who have been, admitted in the ICU for treatment. And this is the kind of crowds that you can even see here. I think there's not been any lesson learned by the public as well. One politician after the other, they come here, they meet with the injured and they go, and this is, one after the other, they keep saying the law will take care of it. There's at the Madurai High Court bench, there's been a case that has already been taken into cognizance. So we'll wait for the report to come. But even then, has the lesson been learned? That's the question that you need to ask, because even now, if you can see behind me, these are the crowds of people who are still standing here. Let me remind you, this is not some political party meeting. This is not some, a road show where I am standing at. This is nothing but the GH, where people who had been, grievously injured in yesterday's stampede-like situation. We saw lives being lost, children who've lost their, innocent children who've lost their lives, men, women and children who've all lost their lives there, several others injured. But this is the kind of frenzy that you can still see here. Crowds who have continuously kept gathering as each and every political leader comes on. One after the other, parties come in, meet the families of the victims, meet those who have been injured. They go ahead, they speak to them, they come out, they say this is not a political blame game. Let's wait for the one woman commission report to come out, and then we'll see. But one line that everybody is standing on is that this incident should not have happened. What happened was grievous, in fact, and it was erroneous on the part, be it they're not even blaming one person. They're saying what happened must not be repeated, and that's all is the statement. That is a unanimous statement coming in from
Apurva, I'm sorry I'm interrupting you here, but there is a press conference now by the BJP leader Annamalai. Let's cut straight across to that.
இன்று காலையிலிருந்தே நாம் பார்த்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றோம் கரூர் மாநகரம் முழுவதுமே மாவட்டம்
यहाँ पर कोकण विभाग की बैठक नियोजन जो है के लिए बैठक ली गई है और इसमें सभी
காயம் பெற்றவங்களை பார்க்கும் பொழுது ஒரு குழந்தையை காப்பாற்றுவதற்காக ஒரு கேடயமாக தன்னை பயன்படுத்தி கொண்ட ஆட்டோ டிரைவர் நண்பர் உள்ள அடிபட்டு படுத்திருக்கிறாரு. ஹோம்கார்டு அக்கா அவங்க அடிபட்டு படுத்திருக்கிறாங்க. எத்தனையோ பேர் தனக்கு பிடித்த யாரோ ஒருவரை பார்க்க வேண்டும், ஒரு தலைவரை பார்க்க வேண்டும் அப்படின்னு வந்தவங்க அவங்க அடிபட்டு படுத்திருக்கிறாங்க. தமிழகத்தில் இதற்கு முன்பு இதுபோல் நடந்ததில்லை, இனி நடக்கக்கூடாது என்கின்ற அளவுக்கு இந்த நிகழ்வு நம்ம எல்லோரையும் பெரும் சோகத்தில் ஆழ்த்தி இருக்கிறது. அது மட்டும் இல்ல, காயமடைந்தவங்க எல்லாமே 56 பேரும் பத்திரமாக வீட்டுக்கு போக வேண்டும் என்பது ஆண்டவன்கிட்ட எங்களுடைய வேண்டுதல். அதே நேரத்தில் இறந்து போன உயிர்கள் திரும்ப வரப்போறது.
We want and pray that all the injured, 53 of them who have been injured, they must reach back to their houses safely. We will stand by those who have been injured and who have lost their lives. We pray for the souls of those who had those innocents who have lost their life. We pray for their soul to have shanti.
பாரதிய ஜனதா கட்சி 1 லட்சம் ரூபாய் அவர்களுக்கு ஆறுதலாக ஒரு தொகையை அடுத்த ஒரு 10 நாளுக்குள்ள
Bharatiya Janata Party Karur wing gives an ex gratia of rupees 1 lakh to the families of those who have deceased, announces Annamalai. We have also taken a decision that all those who have been injured, they reach home safely. Even after 10 days, if they need any kind of medical help, anything that they need, we open our gates to them. We have instructed Karur leaders from Bharatiya Janata Party to go ahead and see that all those who have been affected in this, they have whatever financial aid or any other aid that they need immediately. நாமா
நேற்று கரூரில் இந்த சம்பவம் நடந்ததற்கு இன்னைக்கு 24 மணி நேரம் கழிச்சு நம்ம பேசுறோம். 24 மணி நேரம் அனலைஸ் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் நம்ம பேசுறோம்.
We are speaking after almost 24 hours since the incident took place yesterday in Karur. There has been a lot of mistakes that have taken
சரியான
place.
இடத்தை கொடுக்கறோமா, சரியான காவல்துறை அதிகாரிகள், காவல்துறையில் இருக்கக்கூடிய கான்ஸ்டபிள் அவங்க டிப்ளாய் பண்றோமா, கிரவுட சரியான முறையில் கண்ட்ரோல் பண்றோமான்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா இல்லை.
There must have been a stock assessment that must have been taken. How many constables have been deployed? How are the crowds going to be like?
Air Force ஷோல 5 பேர் வரிசையா இந்த கிரவுட் கண்ட்ரோல் மேனேஜ்மென்ட்டே தமிழகத்துல ஏதோ ஒரு இடத்துல தவறு நடந்துச்சு.
Last year in the Indian Air Force show we saw 5 people.
ஆனால் எங்களுடைய முதல் குற்றச்சாட்டு மாநில அரசின் மீது தான் வைக்கின்றோம். காரணம் அவர்களுடைய கடமை சரியான இடத்தை கொடுப்பது அவங்களுடைய கடமை.
Our first, we would pinpoint the first mistake at the state government because they failed to give the proper spot for TVK to have their rally.
அங்க வந்து கூட்டத்தை நடத்துவதற்கு வாய்ப்பே கிடையாது.
We know about Karur. People of Karur know how the roads are and what kind of narrow roads they are.
அவங்க கேட்டது
I saw the TVK's permission letter that was sent to the police.
முதல் தவறு local administration, மாவட்டத்தினுடைய ஆட்சியர், காவல்துறை கண்காணிப்பாளர்,
they are somewhere near the lighthouse.
அடுத்து தமிழகத்தினுடைய
there is absolute failure by the Tamil Nadu police.
500 பேர்ல இல்லைங்க. striking force, guard.
The Tamil Nadu DGP is giving a press meet saying that over 500 policemen were deployed.
இந்த போலீஸ்காரங்க எத்தனை பேர்? 3 பேர் கூட இல்ல. ஒரு வண்டியில striking force 30 பேர் உட்கார்ந்து
those who were standing, who were sitting inside the cars, all of them included is 500 people.
அது 10,000மோ 20,000மோ 50,000மோ நம்பரை விடுங்க. ஒரு கூட்டம் வரும் என்று தெரிந்த பிறகு சரியான காவல்துறையை டிப்ளாய்
we know a crowd is expected, be it 10,000, 20,000, let's leave the numbers aside.
இல்லைங்க. டிராஃபிக் போலீஸ் இருந்தாங்களா, இல்ல லா அண்ட் ஆர்டர் போலீஸ் இருந்தாங்களா? இல்ல. அவங்க எல்லாம் ஸ்ட்ரைக்கிங் ஃபோர்ஸ், அதுலயே 300 பேர் போயிருப்பாங்க.
There weren't 500 policemen as they stated. Be it traffic police or be it the regular cops on duty, there weren't 500 people.
இது பெரிய இழுபறி. கிட்டத்தட்ட 4-5 நாள் இழுபறி. இந்த லேண்ட் போய் பார்க்கறாங்க, அங்க போய் பார்க்கறாங்க. இன்னைக்கு ஒரு பொது இடத்துல காவல்துறை அனுமதி கொடுப்பதற்கு முன்பு 100 டைம் யோசிக்கணும். ஏன்னா உயர்நீதிமன்றம், உச்சநீதிமன்றம் அவ்வளவு சொல்றாங்க. பொது சொத்துக்கு சேதம் விளைவிக்க கூடாது.
Even in a common place for police to give permission, they will have to think 100 times.
எந்த வழி இருக்குன்னா ஒருவேளை முக்கியமான விவிஐபி
there needs to be proper ways for any emergency might take place, ambulances to enter and exit.
ஆம்புலன்ஸே போகாத ஒரு சந்து ஒரு ரோட்ல போட்டுருக்காங்க.
If there are so many crowds, how can an ambulance go in, pick up the patient and come out?
இருவரையும் உடனடியாக பணி நீக்கம், பேசிக் மினிமம் சஸ்பென்ஷன்ல காரணம் மற்ற அதிகாரிகளுக்கு
the district collector and the district officials must be suspended at the earliest.
அரசியல்வாதிகள் 1008 சொல்லுவா சார்.
Not simply giving excuses that we put a one woman commission, put a case in the high court, etc.
ஆனால் மாவட்டத்துடைய காவல்துறை கண்காணிப்பாளரும் மாவட்டத்துடைய ஆட்சியரும் உடனடியாக முதலமைச்சர் நடவடிக்கை எடுக்கணும். என்ன ஒரு
district collector and district police will have to be suspended at the earliest.
உடனடியாக நடவடிக்கை எடுக்கிறாங்க. ஏன்னா மற்ற மாவட்டத்தினுடைய எஸ்பிக்கும் டிசிக்கும் கலெக்டருக்கும் இது ஒரு வார்னிங்கா இருக்கு. அடுத்து எங்களுடைய மாநிலத்தினுடைய தலைவர்,
this needs to be a lesson for other district collectors, SP,
ஏன் தலைவர் அந்த கருத்தை வைக்கிறாங்க? இந்திய
DSP.
சீஃப் மினிஸ்டர், டெப்யூட்டி